Hello and welcome back to the World Bowls Indoor Championships here from the Guernsey Indoor Bowls Stadium. And for this session we have matchup of Macau, China against South Africa. So we've got Johnny from Macau, China, and Jace from South Africa. Both using new sets of bowls, because there's a somewhere between here and Dubai. So they both had the opportunity to practice. Jace had a little more practice, he's had a couple of days, and Johnny got in late yesterday, so he had yesterday evening. To be interesting to see how they've adjusted to the rink and to the bowls and the situation. Yeah, it could be an interesting match. Your marker for this one is Nicola Nuri. She was youngest umpire in the British Isles. I don't know if she still is, but I'm going to assume so. So they've had their two trial ends, and then this is most of the way into the first end where we joined them. Unhelpfully, they're all using red bowls, so I will try my best to keep track of who's got which ones and where they are. But at this point, I'm not sure. And of course, we have the other live stream running in this session, which is on the other YouTube stream for World Bowls and Guernsey Indoor Bowling, and that is Rig 5, which is Japan against New Zealand. Looks like Jace is the slightly brighter red bowls and Johnny's the darker red. I don't know if that comes through well on your screen, but Jace has got the two just behind the jack, so definitely holding one. And then Johnny's three are in front. So I think, well, Johnny played pairs this morning with Pian against, I can't remember who it was against, but they've played already in South Africa, so this is their second games of the day. So a couple of ends, and hopefully they should start getting the hang of the rink. And if you want to check on any of the results and scores from the earlier sessions, they're all on the websites for World Bowls and Guernsey Indoor Bowling. And that's live scores for all of the rinks, including the ones that are going on at the moment. So if you want to keep track in real time of how a rink is going, then you can have a look at the live scores to see that. We'll also sort of mention the scores on this stream as we go along.
And that's a cracking bowl from Jason. Whether it was close for a measure or not, now it's definitely
Looks like three, doesn't it?
definitely in.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taken the three out. Looking for a fourth, but don't think so.
That would have been ambitious, but it's worth a look.
Yeah, absolutely. At this level, you would regret not looking for the four if there was the opportunity for it. So another long jack there. To be very honest, I haven't been watching their practice too closely, all their earlier matches, so I don't know what sort of things they were playing, but it looks like Jason's been practicing that length. That's a brilliant opening bowl.
Johnny just turned his back on that one. A little bit over, but almost landed the shot bowl.
Yeah, chances are that stayed on, so that might come in useful.
No, just dropped in.
Oh, it just dropped in,
Just
did it?
as we said it. teetering on the edge.
So the format for this championships for both the pairs and the singles we've got here is 2 sets of 7 ends and then a 1 end tie break. We've had quite a few good tie breaks so far, which you'd expect at this level. It's better from Johnny if he can make that narrow one, which he does. Good second bowl there. Close again from Jason. Well, that was more than just a rest, but he's played 1 in, 1 out. That was certainly through the head. A similar attempt there from Johnny, looking to catch Jason's bowl out and stay for shot. I believe Johnny's borrowed a set of Henselite XGs, possibly. Don't know, I'm looking quizzically at Ian here, and he's not really giving me much to work with, but I know he was after tighter bowls, I believe. That's what he's used to playing with. Jace tried mine, but my aces are far too swingy. Apparently they're some weird hybrid breed of an ace that's incredibly swingy compared to others, so after going through 4 countries they were given back to me and they're now sat in my locker. Here we go, Jace hands onto it, taking the shot. That makes it 4-0 after 2 ends. He's opted for a similar length, a little bit shorter, not on the tee this time, a couple of yards short. Similar bowls from both of them. That was, I think, where they jack him in the last couple of ends. So just need to adjust down on the weight. That's a better adjustment.
Jason, 3 the same weight there. Didn't manage to take any weight off.
Yeah, typically it's easier to take weight off than it is to put it on, so you'd have thought he'd have been able to drop back a bit even if he ended up being a little short, but I guess wanting to maintain sort of the weight and the feeling he has got. Although Johnny was quite a long way through that.
Yeah, a bit over from Johnny, but managed to stop on the backward. From here, I'd say that's 2. Marcus is 1 and a measure. Well, I don't know if they touched or not. Yep, both markers have gone and stopped them. You don't see that very often.
No, I think we've got quite swingy rinks here, haven't we? So you tend to need to take your green, which is what they've both done at the same time, and therefore the bowls come together. So, because both bowls were in motion on their original course and moving, they go back and they get to have them again. So just looking up the player profile for Jason here, and he's won plenty of things and has plenty of international representation. He's played in 3 Commonwealth Games, and he has over 300 caps for South Africa, which is pretty impressive. And that's why, because he draws front touches like that. He's also got the tee, hasn't he? I think that's the lighter coloured bowl on the tee, so...
yeah, that's the one that Johnny pushed back.
So Johnny could elect to hit it. It's only a 1-bowl target, but he has second wood. But chances are it's going out and then going back on the centre tee, which is what we're playing for this tournament. It's we're not playing with the side tees, it's only the centre respot position. In which case Jason has that centre respot.
So it's a harder shot, that little bit of weight, but we've got kind rinks here that they just allow you to play all the shots you want to try.
Yeah, and actually playing the backhand as he is on rink 2, that does hold a little more than oh, actually, well, I suppose he's left-handed, so that would be the forehand. But it does cut a little bit on rink 2. Can do if you're tight for the line.
So missing one or the other there. A bit more weight or a bit more life for a draw.
Johnny's also got plenty of experience. He's played in 4 Hong Kong International Bowls Classics, 2 Asia Pacific Championships, 3 Asia Pacific Bowls, 3 World Cups, 3 World Champion of Champions. So definitely experienced players, used to playing on a new rink, possibly not a new set of bowls, but I'm sure they'll adjust perfectly well.
I mean, I always say, as long as the bowl is a similar arc to what you play, you'll be able to adjust. Some of the bowls will, they'll bend more at the end, they'll hook more rather than an even curve, and you know, that's everyone's choice as to what they want to play with. But at the end of the day, when you're moving to another green, you're playing more land, less land, more weight, less weight. You know, depends what the green is. So you do have to adjust anyway. So if there's a slightly different wood, you can normally do all right. I know a number of the top players will just borrow bowls when they go away. So if they can do it, why can't we? Johnny's following that up well.
Yeah, there's a couple of decent bowls there from Johnny. Playing weight now, Jason. He's made contact with the head, certainly moved things about there. Sent one or two bowls out, but managed to split the jack sideways, leaving, I think it's probably just both of his on the ring, potentially. I always find this interesting. Well, I suppose Johnny has 2 bowls and Chase only has 1 left, so... You know, my question might have been whether, even if Johnny draws it, does he try and hit that bowl off? But actually Johnny's got another after that, so...
And that's a good wood from Johnny.
Yeah, that is. He's under pressure and
with
needs to get something close but leave a gap.
No practice on the side stuff. He would have just been practicing to try and get to the centre. So initially, because he didn't have much time when he arrived late last night.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Johnny's turned his back on that.
Yeah, he's just overplayed it through the head. Yeah. But importantly, I think he has the shot. So it's now 5-1 after 4 ends. And if you want to catch up with the scores on any of the other rinks, then head over to the World Bowls or Guernsey Knit Bowling Association website, where there's a link to all the live scores. So for example, Rink 4 at the moment, Guernsey, Sweden are currently playing Malaysia. And Malaysia have played the last bowl of the tie-break end and managed to convert the shot. Although, sorry, Ali's got one more bowl, so one more bowl to come on that. But you can follow that in real time on the live scoring. And then our other match this afternoon on the static camera rink is Japan against New Zealand. They're currently 4-4 after 5 ends. Johnny here has played another longer jack, so the jack's on the tee. Or just in front of the tee. Nice start there from Chase. Nicely up to the jack. I did wonder if Johnny might get a bit of a ride up on that one. Decent weight for it, as you can see there.
One down, Cap.
Another good bowl from Chase. Just needs to make it past. I think he's probably in. We'll see what the marker says. Johnny's changed hand now, so playing it down, well, his forehand with a bit of weight. Looking to play under the short bowls and into the head. Well, he's got both the bowls moving. Certainly changed the angles. Means that he's now got a draw on either hand with a bit of room. Before the backhand certainly wasn't an option. Looking at the line, it looks like Johnny's played it strongly again. Oh no, it's just under the line. So it looked like sort of an aggressive line for that type of bowl, but it was just narrow, unfortunately. Looks like one shot there to Jace, so he goes 6-1 up after 5 ends. So 2 ends left in this set, so the matches in the championship are 2 sets of 7 ends and then a 1 end tiebreak. So there is still opportunity for Johnny to get the win on this first set, but it does look more difficult now. Needs a big count for sure to bring him back into the game and then push on from there. Certainly possible. So Jason having shot bowl there and sticking with the... well, looks like he's changed to the forehand, playing down there. Very good bowl. Brilliantly sat on the jack there. Another great ball there by Jace, just turning his behind the jack. Makes it very difficult for Johnny to move out. Decent effort. He has a bowl behind now. Might give him an option to play down between the two sets of bowls there to try and get the jack out. But then again, he is 3 down, so he might just opt for, well, at this stage, a draw means that he needs too many shots going into the last end, so he's going to have to do something here. Possibly planting his on the, on his forehand there would send Jace's into the head. With the angles just changed with that bowl now. It's maybe a bit of a hit and hope. If he plays the backhand, he might get both of the bright reds moving and the jack and shot bowl moving, in which case if it comes back to the tee, he might be left in a good position, but it's possibly asking a lot. He's playing it down the backhand though. And he has planted that ball really well and sent the jack flying out. I'm assuming that's out of the rink. In which case we're going back on the centre tee respot. This hasn't quite left. Oh, no, it has left the rink. There we go. Marcus just retrieved it from the edge of rink 1 and put it back on the centre tee. Three shots declared to Jason, so that's 9-1. 9-1 after 6 ends, so I'd have thought this end would just be a bit of a reset for both players before going into the second set. So if you're just joining us, this is the men's singles group stage of the World Bowls Indoor Championships, being hosted this year in Guernsey. So we've got 30 countries that arrived in the island over the last week or so. So they'll compete in, most countries have sent one man and one lady, and they'll compete in the men's singles and ladies singles, and then join forces for the mixed pairs. There's group stages for the first part of this week, and then on Friday it moves to the knockouts, and Saturday is our finals day. So there's 7 sessions a day, so plenty of bowls going on, plenty of bowls that will be live streamed, and we hope we've split that across as many countries as possible.
No, you're holding one.
One.
Yeah, that one.
What's the gap? The last ball?
Which?
Johnny's last ball.
About a foot. A foot.
There we go, Jason just asking who's holding a shot and how far through Johnny's last bowl had gone, to give him an idea of how much room he had for a further draw and a further shot. Shots can potentially count in the group stage if wins are equal and set points are equal. So they need to play all ends in a set, even though Johnny can't win the first set now, for example.
How far's the great ball short, please, Ken?
So we're live streaming 2 rinks for this tournament. Well, one of the rinks will have commentary on, and the other rink will be a static 4-camera live stream. And at the moment, that's got Japan against New Zealand. New Zealand have just taken the first set and the first point on the second set, so that can be watched on both the World Bowls and Guernsey Bowling YouTube channels. And then the live scores of all the other games are available on the World Bowls and Guernsey Bowling websites. So you can follow the scores in real time. For example, the match between Malta and Singapore is incredibly close. They've drawn the first set. They've just started their second. So some great games being played, and brilliant bowl there by Johnny. Probably makes a 3 potentially. Nice confidence boost going into the second set there. It's a 2. So Jace from South Africa wins the first set 9-3, and as winner of the first set he takes the mat and jack. Jack just slightly shorter than what they've been playing. They were around about the tee, and it's now a couple of yards short. So both players slightly through where the jack is. Not unusual. They'll adjust. And well adjusted from Jace. Bit of a toucher there. Slightly tight on the line, but good bowl. Malka just marking that there. Like Johnny followed a similar line. Touch more weight. Fairly confident these two players will probably know each other fairly well. They're from similar parts of the world and lots of experience between both of them, so I'm sure their paths will have crossed plenty of times. Have to do some research on that. Jace just changed his hand there, but played a similar bowl, just drifting underneath. Holding 2 at the moment. It's always important on the first end of a set to try and get ahead. Try and set the tone for the set. So that was a 2 there for Jace after the first end. And the jack's back up towards the tee as well.
Ken, is there a gap there, please, between shot ball and the jack? An inch. An inch, thank you.
So that was Pete Bonds on the next ring, just asking if there was a gap between the shot bowl and the jack, and Marcus said 1 inch. As a player, you're always hoping it's going to be further away, so when they say 1 inch, you're a bit disappointed. Is that all I've got to draw?
Yeah, both players are finding that length on the tee pretty well. Johnny straight away with his first. Let's try and follow it up for a second. I think Botswana's bowl there drifted across onto the rink, sort of in Johnny's line, so he's just waited for them to pick that bowl up before playing his. Dangerous, as long as he does it gently, which he has.
Yeah, you're holding 1.
Well, the marker thinks that Chase is holding shot. We're a little sceptical of that, I think, in here. But she's on the rink and over the head, so we've got a slight angle on our camera. And this will make sure. There we go, now he's definitely holding. Well, it'd be 2 now. Johnny's just looking to draw this off, play it with confidence, touch the bowls is good. Slightly under the line again.
The red one moves a bit closer, so it's probably a measure per second.
Okay, definitely one.
Yeah.
Good effort. Just another thought or so of weight would have got him past the dark red ball. And he touched on the jack when I made sure it's 2, definitely.
Yeah, for me, anything just up to the head. He could afford to almost be a bit clumsy if he moved the jack. He made 3. When I say clumsy, intentional, but anything
Tactically clumsy.
confident. That's more the word.
Yeah. I guess Johnny can do the same. If he touches the jack, he might go around the corner to his. He's going to stay with it either way, so it wouldn't make it worse.
Up or down, Jeff, please.
Not far away.
Is it jack high, the grey ball?
He's moved everything there, but
If he
just didn't get a
caught
result.
it full, he
Mm.
had shot, but just caught his own first.
Just the one shot there to South Africa, so they now lead 3-0 after 2 ends. So as a reminder, South Africa won the first set. And the format for this championship is 2 sets of 7 ends, and then a 1-end tiebreak. Great start again by Jace. He's really getting, on most ends, that first bowl in there that puts the pressure on straight away. That one's also a bit awkward because it's just short and it's just on the line, forcing Johnny to play a certain hand. He has been playing his backhand. Well, no, he hasn't been playing his backhand that much, has he? Playing his forehand, but he's left-handed. So it possibly has forced him to switch. Better line this time. Got to get to something. Oh, he's unlucky. Much better position there, though. Gives us something to work with if he continues on that hand. Another good bowl by Jace. Puts the pressure on because it's 3 there. So he'd be 6-0 up after 3 ends if Johnny doesn't get in, and he's still got another bowl to come as well. So. That cuts it down. Johnny's drawn onto the back of Chase's 2 there, so he's going to keep it to, well, I suppose, no more than 3, but Chase will be trying to get this 3rd in. Just then, other news, Rink 6 is about to finish up with Jersey winning that, I believe, against the Israel-Hungary pairing. And all the scores of all the other rinks can be found on the World Bowls and GIBA, Guernsey Bowling Association website. So there's live scoring going throughout the day, so you can keep up to date and effectively live track the scores of the games as they go on. Johnny just considering his course of action now. There is a split if he plays and plants his bowl into Jace's 2. He's probably going to get some movement on the jack though. Possibly more looking at the forehand, whether he can just slip inside that short bowl, look to trail it through to his 1 or potentially a bit further to his 2. Over towards where you can see that side spot position is. Not that we're using side spots today, but that's where he'd be aiming to get the jack towards. He's close. He's got the shot word and got some movement on it. Sitting around for shot bowl. I think he'd be quite happy with that result. I'd have thought. Played the shot down on the forehand as he intended and had a result out of it. 1 shot.
So Johnny just going a bit shorter.
Yeah, I think he needed to change something up just to try and unsettle Jace a bit and try and get ahead and into the match.
How many is it, Ken, please?
Bit of a shorter jack can do that. Very good start. Obviously knew where he put it, which is always important. Good ball there as well by Jace. Don't know if it's quite enough for shot, but certainly close.
You're holding 1. You're holding 1. That one is shot.
Nice ball again, down for a toucher. I think he just settled in behind the jack as well.
Definitely only 1 now though.
Yeah, just one.
Better 1.
Yeah, the marker there just giving Jace the gap between the jack and the shot bowl, which helps him to know if he can draw the gap or have to look to move it.
And then there's a gap.
Second shot is 10 inch.
Yeah, you only have one.
Yeah, second shot 10 inch in the front.
So just indicating second shot about 6 inches short.
Yeah, this is the one.
Whoever wants it.
Sorry.
One down.
Second set. It's just started.
Chase just playing through the head there. I think he's looking to sit either of Johnny's bowls to or sit it out and make a counter, maybe make two.
Even if he got hold of the jack, he would have given himself room for his last one.
I think you might be two down.
Johnny snuck past that front one and yeah, might just have given Jace the shot there. I'm not sure. Frustrated with himself. You can see why. He was tight to it.
Yeah, I favour two.
So for those that have just joined, this is the men's singles group stage of the World Bowls Indoor Championships. And in this match we have Macau, China against South Africa. And we're running the group stages for the men's singles, ladies singles and mixed pairs throughout the start of this week. Interesting shot by Jace.
Depends if he thinks he was holding or not.
Yeah.
We assumed he wasn't, but well, he was. Sorry,
Fastball to
but
the
maybe he
teeth,
wasn't.
can play.
No, maybe Johnny just knocked his far enough through that it then wasn't holding.
To me, yeah.
Well, that certainly tightens up the second set. It's now 3-2 to Jace from South Africa after 4 ends. So Johnny's only trailing by 1 now.
But I fancy yours.
Nice draw there from Johnny, just through the jack. Yeah, Marcus just indicated that it's 2 shots there to Johnny from Macau, China. Oh, he's running up after it. Oh, a little bit through the head though. Chase needs a decent draw here, really. He's just dipped through slightly under the line, so I think it probably is still 1 for sure for Johnny. If it's 2, I'm not sure. Might be looking to play the forehand. If he sits the ball through, then it makes it back up to 3. If he sits his front 1 on the forehand, he'll bring it in for another shot.
Yeah, Jason was giving it a good look. So close from here.
Yeah, he's opted to play that hand. He's got the 2 options I mentioned. Just tight. Weight was probably alright for it.
Jason asking the Marcus opinion.
Yeah, the marker looked a little non-committal there. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't catch what the answer was.
Could well be a measure then. Yeah, they've confirmed it's that one for sure for Johnny. Measure for second there. It's the umpire Hugh jumping on, I think, or is that Alan?
Alan.
That's Alan, is it? Fair enough. Yeah, I think he was wearing trousers, to be fair. He's turned out Jace from South Africa's wood there, so just the 1 to Johnny. That makes it 4-1 to Macau, China after 6 ends. Or 3-all.
3-all.
Sorry, 3-all. The board was ahead of me there.
You're going the wrong way.
3-all after 5 ends. So 2 ends left to play in this set, all to play for, which is nicely different from the first set where South Africa had pulled ahead.
So you've got the waffler here and mixed up. So between us, we'll keep you entertained.
everything's at different times because something happens outside, and then we see it on the screen here, and then the live score updates. So I don't really know what's going on. I mean, I would, even if I was just watching it, I wouldn't know what's going on. So. So I think this is probably a crucial end for both of them. They need to get ideally more than one shot here, because I think going into the last end you'd be pleased you had last bowl if you lose this end, and therefore you need probably a couple of shots to make it worth winning this end.
A bit more pressure for Johnny though, because he needs to keep his nose in front. So if he picks up 2, then Jason 2 on the last end will be okay. If Jason picks up 2, Johnny needs 3, so that makes it a tall order.
Yeah.
How far does 3 bunny balls from the jack?
Yard.
Yeah.
Here we go. Johnny just asking how far short the pack of bowls is from the jack there. It's about a yard. So he's got room around them, or room on the other hand, which is clear. He's found himself in the pack there as well.
Yeah, his is that through.
Just made it difficult for himself.
Just the one, mate. C pass, what's your relation to Jack High? The blue ball relation to Jack High?
Oh, sorry, yes, one down.
My fingers are bloody cross. He looked at it from that one side, the other side looked like a set of fingers was bloody cross. That's why I called it unfine.
Yeah.
Johnny's really got to be round that pack, which he's found again. I think he'd be a bit disappointed in himself with that. He had a chance there to get past and in front. But he's now left himself quite a lot of work to do on the last end. Chase with last bowl here. Needs to draw it in, make it really difficult. Which he hasn't managed to do, actually. He's dropped that, you know, a good 4 foot short.
The jack was here, it'd be good.
We can't disagree with you there. He said if the jack was by the pack, it'd be good. And I think, yeah, yeah. So 1 there to South Africa. So 4-3 after 6 ends. So Johnny from Macau, China needs to pick up a 2 here to take it to a tie break. Just a 1 is a tied set, so that's not good enough because South Africa won the first set. But yeah, 2 isn't beyond the realms of possibility. If Jace had drawn his other one in there, we'd be looking at a 3, which is then a lot more difficult. So some of the other rinks are starting to finish, and you can follow all of the live scoring from those on our the World Bowls website and the Guernsey Bowling Association website. So Japan have just finished their match against New Zealand, with New Zealand taking both sets. I think Johnny's given himself a chance here. He's had a very good first bowl and followed it up here. It's not a bad position. He's probably glad he didn't catch the jack.
It's 1 or 2, Duckman.
Okay, Jace has best back now.
Don't think it's what he was after, but
No.
it's given him an option.
Johnny needs a good draw here. I think he likes it. See?
Even if fraction over, a little
Oh,
tickle
it's-
won't out to his own
No, he's
anything
let
except
it
for
under.
short.
Yeah. Means it's down to his last bowl. Jace taking decisive action there, playing some weight into it, and looking to send Johnny's out of the head.
Which he has.
Which he has, yeah. Is that Johnny's down the back there, is it?
So Johnny's his best back. We'll just move that camera a little bit for you. Or maybe not quite that much.
There we go, that's the shot. So you can see Johnny's got that one in the... Well, he's got both of the backwards, hasn't he?
Back left and back right.
Yeah,
So any movement on the jack,
he's going to
his
be playing Jack
his-
in the ditch, really.
toucher will be coming with it.
Yeah. It's a bad jack, but it's a good opportunity. Yeah, he sent it down. Looks a little wide. Yeah, he's not got down to the jack there, unfortunately. And that's the match, I think. Win by Jace from South Africa over Johnny from Macau, China. Brilliant game. Johnny had a much better second set there, but Jace managed to keep in the lead. So whilst they're shaking hands, our next match on the streaming week is Simon Martin from Ireland against Ray Pearce from Australia. And that'll start in about 15 minutes once they've done their trial ends. Yeah, brilliant game all in all. Good to watch.
And they've now marked the score just for the formalities. So 5-3 to South Africa in that second set.
Perfect. We'll catch you for the next game.